welcome to the channel. I'm Enthusiastic, and if you're new, I'm driving in my 1998 C5 Corvette right now, which, if you haven't seen in one of my past videos, got a lot of stuff done to the powertrain recently. So I wanted to tell you, I wanted to make a quick video just driving along and tell you guys and describe what it's like to drive with a twin disc clutch. Maybe you're considering it, you're wondering if it's still going to be drivable, if it's you know, if it's how it's going to feel, if it's going to feel like stock, if it's going to be super heavy. So I'm going to tell you guys that today. And also, along with the clutch, one of the things I did, which is sort of also changed the drivability or the way the clutch feels, is the TIC adjustable clutch master cylinder. I got rid of the old one because the stock clutch master cylinders in the C5s are bad. They're not bad if you're just driving the car normally, but if you're driving the car hard, they're horrible. They what happens is when you're driving the car hard at higher RPMs, I don't know the exact cause of what causes that clutch master to do that, but it just does not return the clutch pedal back up to you. So pretty much as you go from, like, let's say from 3rd to 4th gear at redline, the clutch pedal is going to stay on the floor. It's not going to come back up. And my car was starting to have signs of that. It was like sticking halfway, and then after like a second or two, slowly coming back. So the TIC adjustable clutch master cylinder is a higher pressure cylinder in general. It pumps more fluid. So the clutch now does feel a little bit heavier than stock, but I don't have to worry about the clutch pedal sticking to the floor now. And also I noticed that the gear changes, going into gear takes just a little bit less effort because there's more fluid being pumped now. And so as for the twin disc clutch, can you daily drive with a twin disc clutch? You're goddamn right you can. I mean, when I put this one in, I was worried as well. I was like, how's it gonna feel? I daily drive this car, this is my only car, you know, how's it gonna feel? It feels 90% like stock clutch. So with the clutch master just being a higher pressure, the clutch pedal is a little bit heavier, and this clutch and the clutch, it does grab a little bit higher than the stock one, but the amount of pedal travel you have, like between the initial engagement point and it being fully released, is the same as stock. So it's not like where you have to get your clutch pedal placed exactly like to the 1/8 of an inch, otherwise you're gonna stall. No, it still feels like a stock clutch, aside from it grabbing a little bit higher. But that's just not even the clutch. That's the TIC master cylinder, and they're adjustable, so I can adjust it for the pedal to sit lower, so it feels as if it's grabbing lower. But by the time I got back home from picking the car up, I got used to the new higher engagement point, and I just left it as is. One thing I did notice though with this clutch is that this clutch makes way more sound, or at least it made way more sound when I first started driving the car than with a stock clutch. What I mean by that is, at lower RPMs, maybe like from idle to, let's say, 1100, 1200, there's a lot more rattling noise coming from the clutch. But that's perfectly normal. That's just how the clutch is gonna work, because it's a twin disc and not just a regular one. So there's always a little bit more rattling. But once I started putting some miles on that new clutch, I am exactly now at 995 miles on this new clutch. And I gotta say that after like the first couple hundred, that rattling got a whole lot quieter than when I just started driving it. So there's a little bit more noise now, but it's not like super obnoxious. But then again, if your car has like an exhaust or something, you're not even going to hear it. You're just going to hear the exhaust, because like I said, You hear that rattling sound coming from the clutch, but it's not obnoxious. It's not gonna bother you really. It's not gonna bother you, and just even like a axle back exhaust is already gonna probably make that sound go away. It's not super loud or anything like that. So I got a little bit of traffic here now, and now I can show you guys a little bit, you know, what it's like actually working the clutch and maybe setting off and going through the gears. So you hear a little bit of rattling sound. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you get a little bit of that rattling sound now. I don't know if the camera picked it up. Like I said, it's not that obnoxious. And like I said before, it's at low RPMs. So like stop and go traffic like this, that's you know, you're gonna hear it then. And also when you're just idling, when you're in neutral, you're just at a red light, maybe, you're gonna hear that clutch rattling when you're idling with the clutch pedal out. But when you press the clutch pedal in, it goes away. Oh, and you hear that? But now, right? But now I'm gonna, for example, come with almost a complete stop. First gear. It feels like stock. There's no other word for it. Going into second gear, completely smooth, just like stock clutch. Like it feels 90% like a stock clutch, aside from it being heavier. But that's the clutch master cylinder. That's not even a clutch. And I just know in my mind now that I have a clutch that's good for 900 horsepower. So I can do all sorts of stuff with this thing now. So once again, first gear, clutch out. As I'm rolling, I just slowly release the clutch. There's no jerk that all of a sudden the clutch grabs and it just grabs like that. It's smooth. It's perfectly smooth, just like stock clutch. So you hear a little bit of that rattling sound. That's that rattling I was talking about. It happens most when you're setting off, because you're like halfway, you know, you're riding the clutch pedal and you're just setting off from very low RPMs. So that's when you'll get the most rattle as you set off. And then at low RPMs, a little bit, like I said, the camera might not even pick it up because it's coming from under there and it's not that loud. So idling, I don't know if you can hear it. An exit ramp to the left is closed. There's cones everywhere signaling construction, and there is no construction. There's no workers. So now the traffic is speeding up again because we merged, and going through the gears, second to third, no problem. Fourth, no problem. Feels like stock. No jerking, nothing of the sort. Going into fifth, super easy. The clutch pedal, like I said, it feels a little bit heavier, but it's not obnoxious. So even in stop and go traffic, you know, you can still drive the car and stop and go traffic, you know. I mean, yes, your leg might get tired a little bit faster, but like I said, it's not obnoxious by any means. And downshifts as well. Third gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. See? Car goes into gear, definitely no problem. I think that even with this clutch and this thick clutch master, I can go into gear even faster than the stock clutch and the stock clutch master, simply because it's more actually because of the clutch master, because it's higher pressure. It's easier to get into gear. Because it's easier to get into gear, I pop into gear faster. So who knows? Maybe I'll shave a tenth or two off of my quarter-mile times if I can get my shifts just right. Right. So overall, if you're considering getting a twin disc clutch for your car, should you? Definitely, yes, you should. I highly recommend it. So I've got 1,000 miles now on this clutch, and from personal experience now, I can tell you it's definitely worth it. If you want to get a twin disc clutch for your car, definitely get a twin disc clutch. Definitely get it. You will not be disappointed. You're gonna have a clutch that can handle 3 times the power that your stock clutch can, and you're still gonna have the drivability of a stock clutch. You're just gonna have some extra like rattling noise. But if you're getting a twin disc clutch for your car, then the chances are that it's not going to be your daily commuter and only stop and go traffic. You're going to use it for something else. So once you get out on the highway, or once you even get going, the rattling noise is gone. Now the only thing you can hear is the terrible road noise from my badly worn arch plate. But when it comes to the clutch noise, or the rattling, just cruising on the highway, it's gone. There's nothing. So if you're considering getting a twin disc clutch, definitely get it. It feels like stock. It can handle much more power. There's really no downside to it other than the little rattling noise. But like I said before, after a couple hundred miles, it's gonna get a lot quieter. It's never gonna go away completely, but it's gonna get much quieter. And now, with this being a C5 Corvette, there's no sound deadening or anything, and I still barely hear it, when I'm driving in stop and go traffic, or I'm setting off. So yeah, so once again, get it. I'll leave a link also down to the description below where I got my clutch for my C5. They make really good clutches, and they definitely are race proven. So a buddy of mine who's an SCCA racer, he's got a C6 Grand Sport Corvette race car, he's got a Mustang race car, and both of them have the same brand clutches, the same brand twin disc clutches that I got in my car, which is an Exity clutch. So I'll leave you a link to their website where you can take a look at their clutches. But like I said, I'm very happy with mine, and they're race proven on a racetrack. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll leave a link down to my Instagram also. If you want, you can go follow it. I make posts there a lot more regularly than I do on YouTube. So if you want to just keep up with this car and what's going on with it or where it's been, definitely go follow that. So I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you guys.
I'm a little fucked up and I'm out of my head, but I'm gonna keep the shit going till the day that I'm dead. Hey.